Good morning. So, welcome to the Daily Current Affairs discussion. Okay, the first topic that we will take on the menstrual leave and its global standing. Recently, the Supreme Court refused to entertain a PIL public interest litigation about the menstrual leave for workers and students across the country in India, calling it a policy matter to be taken by the Parliament, not by the judicial intervention. It highlighted that there are different dimensions to menstrual pain leave and also that while menstruation was a biological process, such leave may also act as a disincentive for employer from engaging female employees because discrimination in the workplace. So the employer will definitely prefer the male employees in place of female employees because if regularly they have to go for. Okay. Okay, so the court was hearing a petition filed seeking a direction to state to frame rules for granting menstrual pain leave for students and working women in workplace. Fine. So the bench headed by Chief Justice of India or the petitioner to approve the Union Minister of Women and Child Development Ministry to frame the policy because this needs the policy intervention because this being a national concern, especially for the women and the girl child. Okay. Okay. So the Ministry of Women and Child Development should be contacted for this. The concept of menstrual leave for workers and students has swirled around the couple of centuries, but such policy are uneven and subject to much debate even among the feminist circle. So those are the female activists. They even have not reached consensus on this particular issue. Source note that menstruating women are given leave for paid labor in Soviet Russia in the 1920s. Historians even claim that a school in Kerala granted a period leave as early as 1912. So this is in operation since, but making it a law in the country needs parliamentary intervention. Okay. Menstrual leave period leave refers to all policy that allow employees or student to take time off when they are experiencing menstrual pain or discomfort. The incident of the workplace, it refers to policy that allow for both the paid and unpaid leave or time for rest. Fine. So okay, according to the health expert, between 15% to 25% of the people who menstruate will experience moderate to severe menstrual cramp. In 2017, okay, so a survey of 32,748 women in the Netherlands published in the British Medical Journal found that 14% have taken time off from work or school during this period. The researchers estimated that employers lost around 8.9 days worth productivity every year due to menstrual cycle related issues of the women and the workplace as well as the students, girl students. Menstrual leave policy are designed with a view to allow women time off if they suffer from symptoms which may hamper their functioning and productivity in the workplace. Okay, because as they are going some severe to moderate to severe pain during this period, so they need weekly that period date wise off to take rest. Right. However, not everyone, even not even all those who menstruate are in favor of menstrual leave. Some believe either that it is not required or that it will backfire and lead to employer discrimination against women. For example, in response to the plea filed in the Supreme Court, a caveat was filed by a law student highlighting a potential issue with menstrual leave. Right. So what the law student has filed? Okay. So the law student said that if the company employer, okay, the to grant compel to employ if it compel the employer to grant menstrual pen leave, it may operate as a de facto disincentive for employers to engage women in their establishment. This has a policy dimension. The Chief Justice observed. Fine. So that is what is the big issue, because if regular leave is given to them every month, okay, this being a natural process, the employer will always give a preference to the male employee than the female employee, because their work will be suffered for 2 to 3 days or even more than that every month on a regular basis, whether it is paid leave or unpaid leave, but work is going to be affected by the absence of the employee. Okay, on February 16th, Spain became the first European country to grant paid menstrual leave to workers among a host of other sexual health rights. Spain is the first country so which has granted this right recently. Workers who have the right to 3 days of menstrual leave, expandable to 5 days a month. The government paid leave. Okay, so that means 3 days of leave. The government will pay for the provisions, with the country's equality minister Montero saying in parliament that women are not full citizens without such right. So without such right, so this is the observation of their minister, okay, equality minister, who said that without these rights, women cannot be called as full citizens, because this is a compulsion on the women and they should be given this sort of benefit, so to make them comfortable to work and take rest during the period when they are suffering from pain due to this menstrual cycle. Right. So in Asia, Japan introduced menstrual leave as part of the labor law in 1947. After the idea became popular with the labor union in the 1920s. At present, under Article 68, employer cannot ask women who experience difficult periods to work during that time. However, many women may not avail of it. In 2014, study by the government revealed that less than 0.9% of the surveyed women who had such a policy in place in their workplace had actually taken leave. That means, although such a policy was in operation, but hardly less than 1%, 0.9% employee so avail this leave, although that leave condition was in operation. Okay. So Indonesia to introduce a policy in 1948, amended in 2003, saying that workers experiencing menstrual pain are not obliged to work on the first 2 days of their cycle. In the Philippines, workers are permitted 2 days menstrual leave a month. Taiwan has an Act of Gender Equality in employment in place. Under Article 14 of the Act, employees have the right to request a day of a period leave every month at half their regular wage. Three such leaves were permitted per year. Extra leave are counted as sick leaves. Okay. South Korea take a slightly different route, allowing for monthly physiologic leave under Article 73 of the labor law. Okay. Okay, South Korea take a slightly different route, allowing for monthly physiologic leave under Article 73 of the labor law, allowing all female workers to get a day off every month. Vietnam's labor law take a different approach to stipulating 30 minutes break for women every day of their period cycle. However, in 2020, a 3-day leave per month was added, and those who do not take the leave need to be paid extra. Okay, so this is the provision in different country. Many in the African nation, Zimbabwe, among the African nations, Zambia introduced a 1 day of leave a month without. Okay, so without needing a regions or a medical certificate. Okay, so calling it's a Mother's Day. The petition also mentioned that United Kingdom, China, and Wales have menstrual leave provisions in the. Okay, okay. In 2016, a proposal introduced menstrual leave in Italy failed in Parliament, alleging the concerns of those worried that it could affect the hearing of women. The US doesn't have a formal policy in place either. US also does not have a federal requirement for a paid sick leave. Companies across nations such as Nike and Coexist, okay, have introduced menstrual leave as an international or internal policy. But attempts are being made in India. In India too, certain companies have brought in menstrual leave policies, most famous example being Zomato in 1920, which announced a 10-day period paid period leave per year. In 6,021 employees have taken more than 2,000 days of leave after the policy was introduced. Others such as Swiggy and Byju's have also followed suit. Okay, this is the issue around the world. Among the state government, Bihar and Kerala are the only one who to introduce menstrual leave to women, as noted in the petition before the Supreme Court. The Bihar government introduced its menstrual leave policy, okay, in 2019, allowing employee 2 days of paid menstrual leave every month. Fine. Okay. The petition called the lack of menstrual leave in certain states the violation of Article 14, saying that despite the fact that women suffer from similar physiological and health issues during their menstrual cycle, they are being treated differently in different states of India. Right. So, in January 19, 2023, okay. So Kerala announced that the state higher education department will now grant menstrual and maternity leave for students in the university that function under the department. Girl students will get the benefit of lowering of the minimum attendance required to appear for examination to 73% from the existing 75%. Taking a cue from this, Kerala School Labor India Public School Kottayam to decided to introduce a similar system for its students on January 24th, 25th, 24th on the occasion of the National Girl Child's Day. So in India also, some states, some schools. Okay, So the petition called the lack of menstrual leave in certain states is a violation of Article 14. What? So, violation of Article 15 of the Constitution, saying that despite the fact that women suffer from similar physiological and health issue during their menstrual cycle, they are being treated differently in different states of India because some states grant this leave, some states don't grant this. That is lack of equality. So, legislation should be uniform all over the country. Okay, that is the highlight of this particular. Uh, Okay. So the petition sought a direction from the Section 13 of the Maternity Benefit Act. It deals with appointment of inspectors and say appropriate government may appoint such officers and may define the local limit of jurisdiction within which they shall exercise their function under the law. Parliamentary measures. Parliament has seen certain measures in this direction with no success. In 2017, MP New Iran from Madhya Pradesh introduced the Menstruation Benefit Bill 2017 in Parliament of India. It was represented in 2022 on the first day of the budget session in the Lok Sabha, but was disregarded as an unclear topic. The petition says similarly, Shashi Tharoor introduced the Women's Sexual, Reproductive and Menstrual Right Bill in 2018, which proposed that sanitary pads should be made freely available for women by public authority in their premises. Congress MP from Kerala, Hebe Eden, announced that he will be moving a private member's bill seeking the right to paid leave during menstruation for working women, menstrual leave for female students, and free access to menstrual health products in the ongoing budget session of the parliament. That means this topic is not new or something alien in India. So much. Okay, so this is so steps have been taken, but if it comes from the government side with legal enactment, this can be more effective and steps can be taken after a particular act is passed in the parliament, making it uniform all over the country. Fine, but only private member bill to be passed in the parliament needs substantial support of the MPs. The judiciary has relieved itself from its responsibility by rejecting that this being a policy matter should be decided at the parliament. So right now the bulk is in the parliament and private member bill, the success of a private member bill being passed is very less. So government should bring the law, okay, if it fit it a topic or an issue for the women and the girl children in the school. So government should pass a law making it uniform all over the country. So benefit will be to all in this particular domain. The bill titled The Right of Women to Menstrual Leave and Free Access to Menstrual Health Products Bill 2022 provides for 3 days of paid leave for women and trans women during the period of menstruation. It also seeks to extend the benefit for students. According to the bill, According to research, appropriately 40% of the girls miss school during their periods. Nearly 65% said it had an impact on their daily activity at school and that they had to skip class, test, and lesson as a consequence of the discomfort, anxiety, shame, and concern about leakage and uniform discolorations. Okay, that is why it is better for them to so for which they remain absent from the. Okay, so according to the bill, according to research, approximately 40% of girls miss school during. Okay, so according to research, approximately 40% of schools they are the missed. So government should bring the law for in this domain. So uniformly, okay. So policy should be prevailing all over the country. Okay, coming to the next topic, National Science Day 2020. Fine. Okay, so February 28th, designated as National Science Day to commemorate the announcement of discovery of Raman effect. Okay. In 1986, Government of India under then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi designated February 28th as the National Science Day to commemorate the announcement of the discovery of Raman effect. Fine. So, which has revolutionized the. Okay. In 1986, the Government of India under the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi designated February 28th as National Science Day to commemorate the announcement of the discovery of the Raman effect. This year edition is being celebrated under the theme of Global Science for Global Well-being. Remember this. So, Global Science for Global Well-being. Okay, the. Okay, in 1986, Government of India declared it in the name of, okay, so in whose name it was C.V. Raman. Raman effect was the discovery which own physicist Sir C.V. Raman is Nobel Prize in 1930. Conducting a deceptively simple experiment, Raman discovered that when a stream of light passes through a liquid, remember this very Raman effect. This is very important science. So when a stream of light passes through a liquid, a fraction of the light scattered by the liquid is of a different color. This discovery were immensely recognized as groundbreaking in scientific community. What a stream of light passes through a liquid, a fraction of the light scattered by the liquid is of a different color than the normal light, and this has revolutionized science and even the medical treatment. Right. Moving further, the Raman effect refers to a phenomenon in which when a stream of light passes through a liquid, a fraction of the light scattered by the liquid is of a different color. This happens due to the change in wavelength. And why it is? Because this is possible because of change in the wavelength of the light that occurs when a light beam is reflected by molecules. This is most important. Okay. Okay, so in general, when light interacts with an object, it can either be reflected, refracted, or transmitted. One, so three things. When light interacts with an object, it can either be reflected, diffracted, or transmitted. Okay, one of the things that scientists look at when light is scattered is if the particle it interact with is able to change its energy. The Raman effect is when the change in the energy of the light is affected by the vibration of the molecule or material under observation, leading to a change in its wavelength. In their first report to Nature titled A New Type of Secondary Radiation, C.V. Raman and co-author K.S. Krishnan wrote that 60 different liquids. Okay. Okay, so one of the things that scientists look at the when light is scattered, each if the particle interacts with is able to change its energy. The Raman effect is when the change in the energy of the light is affected by the vibration of the molecules or materials under observation, leading to a change in its wavelength. So it is all about the wavelength. If the wavelength there is change in the wavelength, right? So it has its other impact. In their effort and first report to Nature, titled A New Type of Secondary Radiation, C.V. Raman and co-author K.S. Krishnan wrote that 60 different liquids have been studied and all showed the same result. A teeny fraction of scattered light had a different color than the incident light. It is thus, Raman said, a phenomena whose universal nature has to be recognized in his own report. Okay, so written by him and his co-author. Raman would go on to verify these observations using a spectroscope, publishing the quantitative findings in Indian Journal of Physics in 31st March 1920. And after that, he for his contribution, he get the Nobel Prize. Fine. Moving further, the importance of this discovery. C.V. Raman discovery took the world by storm as it had been deep implications for. Okay, so the discovery could also find its use in chemistry. Okay, so the C.V. Raman discovery took the world by storm as it has deep implications for far beyond Raman's original intention. As Raman himself remarked in his 1930 Nobel Prize speech, the character of the scattered radiation enabled us to obtain an insight into the ultimate structure of the scattering substance. For quantum theory in vogue in the scientific world at the time, Raman's discovery was crucial. The discovery could also find its use in chemistry, giving birth to a new field known as the Raman spectroscopy. So remember this word, it was called as popularly called the Raman spectroscopy. As a basic analytical tool to conduct non-destructive chemical analysis for both organic and inorganic compounds. With the invention of the laser and the capability to concentrate much stronger beams of light, the use of Raman spectroscopy have only ballooned over time. Today, this method has a wide variety of applications from studying art and other objects of cultural importance in a non-invasive fashion to finding drugs hidden inside luggage at the custom clearinghouse in airport and the international airport. Okay, this has led to its different uses from medicine to the security aspect in the airport and the entry terminals. Then the next topic will take it the Mira. Okay, so this is recently launched program on millet. Okay, Okay, so India has introduced a draft to launch a global initiative to encourage the consumption and production of millet. Millet is being promoted by India, and 2023 has been declared as the year of millet by United Nations under Indian proposal. The draft of the proposed initiative (MIRA) was placed during the first agriculture deputy meeting under the Agriculture Working Group G20 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh. During the meeting, Shubha Thakur, Joint Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, introduced the MIRA concept. What is the acronym of MIRA? MIRA stands for Millet International Initiative for Research and Awareness. This is the Indian proposal given at the G20 ministerial meeting called the Millet International Initiative for Research and Awareness on millet, right? MIRA. So, according to Agriculture Ministry sources, the MIRA will be aimed at coordinating millet research program at the international level. It is in line with the event declaring 2023 as the International Year of Millets, the proposal for which was moved by India and supported by 72 countries. Okay, so United Nations accepted 2023 as the International Year of Millet. This is a proposal by India and it was supported by 77 other countries. The international year will see several events and activities such as conference, issuing of stamps and coins, etc. to raise awareness about millet, improve their production, fine, production of millets and quantity, and attract investment. The center also plan to make India a global hub for millets. Okay. Okay. According to the Ministry, MIRA will be aimed at coordinating millet research program at the international level. It is in line with the event declaring in 2023 as the International Year of Millet. The international year will see several events and activities such as conferences, issuing stamps and coins, etc. to raise awareness about millet, improve their production and quality, and attract investment. The center also plan to make India a global hub of millets because India is one of the major millet producing and consuming country in the world. Okay. What is this aim of MIRA? MIRA will aim to connect millet research organizations across the world while also supporting research on these crops. Because we have done a lot of research on rice and wheat and other crops, but on millets the research has been to some extent neglected. Right? This is significant an issue like food security and nutrition are among the key priority area in the agriculture sector during India's G20 presidency. India assumed the G20 presidency in December 1st, 2022. Besides setting up a web platform to connect researchers and holding international research conferences, the plan is also to raise awareness for promoting the consumption of millet. Fine. So India is promoting the consumption of millet. Okay, not only in the country but around the world. Fine, because so millet is a better food grain than what we are taking as rice and wheat. Okay, this conception is to be cleared. Okay. Besides setting a web platform to connect research and holding international research conference, the plan is also to raise awareness for promoting the consumption of millet. So research will have its use when the demand for millet will increase around the world and in India. Normally, millet is considered as a food of the poor. Okay, this mindset need to be changed. Okay, and this change in mindset will lead to increase in demand and a remunerative price, and the research funding will be able to be compensated if the product of the research is transmitted down to the shelf of the market, and people started consuming it, because till date in India, so there is plenty of rice and wheat available. Okay, okay, so which is not able to, okay, uh, present the issue of promoting this millet as a food for the common people. Fine, that is why the mindset need to be changed, okay, among the people. So people will demand for millet, and once the demand for millet is increased in the country, okay, so then it will be easier, okay, on the part of the farmers and the country who are raising it to go for increasing, okay, the millet area under cultivation, and demand for millet will lead to making this product, so a demanded product in the market. Okay, so this will facilitate in giving a better price to the farmers, and more people will be shifting to millet cultivation, and all this depends upon creating awareness by which, so a demand for millet will be created in the domestic as well as international market. Fine. For MERA to take off, India will contribute the seed money, while the G20 members will later have to contribute to its budget in the form of membership fee. The MERA secretariat will be in Delhi. India being a major producer of millet, this will ensure a flow of investment from the country's industry and research bodies, because government is promoting this. Fine. That is why, so the promotion of millet will lead to a change in dietary habit of the people. Which food grain are called millet? Millet are small grains, cereals such as sorghum, jowar, pearl millet, bajra, foxtail millet, kangni, Italian millet, little millet, kutki, kodo millet, finger millet, ragi and mandua, projo millets, chena and common millet. Okay, Barian millet, sona, okay, and brown top millet or korela. These crops require much less water than rice and wheat, and are mainly grown in rain-fed area. So they only depend on rainfall. Okay, even in scanty rainfall area, so they are been able to grow in the area of scanty rainfall. Right? That is also the advantage of millet, because so they can be grown in area of scanty rainfall. Hello, hello. No, 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 no. O sea, que consultamos que era dentro de los calibre. नहीं नहीं मैसेज भेजना नहीं नहीं खाली तो मैसेज ଟା ଦେଇ ଦେ ସେଟା ଖାଲି ଦେଖ ମନ ନଥିବ ସରିଲା ସରିଲା ହଁ ସରିଲା ସେ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଦେଖିବା କାଲି ଗଲେ କଥା ଖାଇଦେଇକି କାଲି କହୁଛୁ ଆଜି କାଲି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଆ କହୁଛୁ ସେ ଆଜି ଦିନଟା ତାକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେବା କାଳେ ସେ ଆଜି କରିଦେବେ କାହିଁ ଆଜି ପହଞ୍ଚେ ହଁ ଷ୍ଟୋରି ଆଜି କରିଦେବେ ନହେଲେ କାଲି ଯିବେ ସେ ମତେ ସେ ମତେ କହୁଥିଲେ ଯେ ଆଜି ଯିବେ ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଯାଉନି ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ଛାଡ଼ିଦିଅ ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କରିଦେବେ ଆଜି ନ କଲେ କାଲି ଯାଇକି ଖାଇବ okay. So now millet is a small grain. Okay, now grown in more than 130 countries, millet is the traditional food of more than half a billion people in Asia and Africa. Asia and Africa, the poor continents. Globally, jawar is the most widely grown millet crop. Its major producer are USA, China, Australia, India, Argentina, Nigeria, and Sudan. Bajra, another major millet crop, is mainly grown in some African country and India, where millets are mainly a kharif crop. During 2018-19, Agriculture Ministry data show Bajra 3.67%, Jowar 2.13%, Ragi 0.4% accounted for about 7% of the gross crop area in the country. That means around 7% of the crop area in India are devoted to the cultivation of millets. And if government promotion works well, so more and more area will be brought under millet cultivation in future. On 10th April 2018, the Agriculture Ministry declared millets such as jawar, bajra, ragi, mandua, some minor millets such as the kangani, kunkun, china, etc., and two pseudo millets. Okay, bucket wheat, kuttu, and amarnath, chaulia, uh, chalaya as nutri cereals for their high nutrition value. Finance Minister has described millet as Sri Arna in the budget. You see, in this year's budget, the Finance Minister declared millet as Sri Arna in her budget speech and describing various types of millet as Sri Arna. Now, to make India a global hub for the Sri Arna, the Indian Institute of Millet Research, Hyderabad, will be supported by the Center of Excellence for sharing best practices, research, and technology at the international level. Okay, and this will definitely make millet a popular food grain around the world. And if this become popular, so the revenue return to India will be much more because India is a major producer of millet and around 7% of its cultivable area are devoted to millet cultivation. And if millet become popular, more and more area will be brought under millet cultivation in the country, and this will definitely bring a transformation. Fine, in the approach of the people. Fine. This is Indian effort to popularize millet. Then the Alman telescope, the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, a radio telescope comprising 66 antennas located in the Atacama Desert of northern Chile, is said to get software and hardware updates that will help it collect much more data and produce sharper image than even before. The journal Science reported recently. It added that the upgrade would take around 5 years to finish at a cost of $37 million. Fine. The most significant modernization made in the ALMA will be the replacement of its correlator, a supercomputer that combines the input from individual antenna and allow astronomers to produce highly detailed images of celestial objects. Today, ALMA correlates are among the world's fastest supercomputers. For the next 10 years, the upgrade will double the eventually quadruple their overall observing speed, said the National Research Council of Canada, which is the managing it. Those whose Hertzberg Astronomy and Astrophysics Research Center will work along with the US National Science Foundation, National Radio Astronomy Observatory of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Hestak Observatory as a Canadian industry partner to upgrade the telescope's brain called the supercomputer. Fine. The ALMA is operated under a partnership among the United States, 16 countries in Europe, Canada, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Chile. The announcement came after all the partners cleared their funding requirement for the improvement. Fully functional since 2013, the radio telescope was designed, planned, and constructed by the US National Radio Astronomy Observatory, the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan, and the European Southern Observatory. Over the years, it has helped astronomers make groundbreaking discoveries including that of Starbrook galaxy and the dust formation inside the supernova 1987A. Okay, so ALMA is a state-of-the-art telescope that studies celestial objects at millimeter and sub-millimeter wavelength. They can penetrate through dust clouds and help astronomers examine dim and distant galaxy and star out there. It also has extraordinary sensitivity, which allow it to detect and even extraordinary, extremely faint radio signals. The telescope consists of 66 high precision antennas spread over a distance of up to 16 kilometers in the Atacama Desert of Chile. According to a report, each antenna is outfitted with a series of receivers, and each receiver is tuned to a specific range of wavelength on the electromagnetic spectrum. The antenna can be moved closer together or farther apart from different perspectives, like the zoom lens of a camera. The result is magnificent, even before seeing image of deepest, darkest space, producing a single image from all the antenna is done by the correlator. Why is Alma located in the Chile Atacama Desert? Why no other place? Why the Atacama Desert has been decided to place the to fix the Alma receiver? Okay, Alma is situated at an altitude of 16,570 feet, 5,050 meters above the sea level in the Chanjato Plateau in Chile's Atacama Desert, and the millimeter and submillimeter wave observed by it are very susceptible to atmospheric water vapor absorption on Earth. Moreover, the desert is the driest place in the world, meaning most of the nights here are clear of clouds and free of light deserting moisture, making it a perfect location for examining the universe. For traveling from Japan, it takes 40 hours to get to the Alma site in Chile, including connection time. In spite of such a long distance, the selected site is still the ultimate observing site on Earth with ideal conditions for the ALMA telescope. Fine. So, because of its location and it's free from any moisture content, so this is okay. So, for traveling from Japan, it takes 40 hours to get to the ALMA, but its location is the best for such type of telescope to be fixed because the most important requirement is it should be free from any moisture, and this place is the driest place and free from slightest moisture condition. That is why this place has been decided as the ideal place for fixing the ALMA telescope. Fine. Some of the Nobel discovery made by ALMA. With ALMA's capability of capturing high resolution images of gas and dust from which stars and planets are formed and materials that could be building block of life, scientists are trying to find answer to age-old questions of our cosmic origins. One of the earliest findings came in 2013 when it discovered. Okay, so one of the earliest finding came in 2013 when it discovered star-burst galaxy earlier in the universe history than they were previously thought to have existed. These newly discovered galaxy represent what today's most massive galaxy look like in their energetic star-forming youth. Okay, in 2222, ALMA provided detailed images of the protoplanetary disk surrounding the HL Tauri, a very young T Tauri star in the constellation Taurus, approximately 450 light years from the Earth, and transform the previously accepted theory about the planetary formation. In 2015, the telescope helped scientists observe a phenomenon known as the Einstein ring, which occurs when light from a galaxy or a star passes by a massive object en route to the Earth in extraordinary detail. Fine. More recently, as part of the Event Horizon Telescope project, a large telescope array consisting of a global network of radio telescopes, it provided the first image of the supermassive black hole at the center of our own Milky Way galaxy. The image was unveiled by scientists in May 2022. So you can say these are the achievement or performance. Okay. Then coming to the question, the MGNREGS, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, aim at enhancing the livelihood security of people, but it also suffer from many challenges. This is the question. Critically examine the issues and impact of MGNREGS on the rural economy. So, so you see, Mahatma Gandhi NREGS Act was passed by the Parliament in 2005 and it was implemented on an experiment basis in the country before. Okay, so being extended to the entire country. And in 2009, so initially it was launched as National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Subsequently, in 2009, the name of Mahatma Gandhi was added as a suffix to this. Fine. Initially, it was not named as MGNREGS, it was only NREGS. In 2009, the scheme was named as Mahatma Gandhi NREGS or MGNREGS. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act NREGA 2005 provides 100 day of guaranteed wage employment in every financial year to every household whose adult member volunteer to do unskilled manual work. Remember these three things. First is what? So to provide 100 days of guaranteed wage employment in every financial year to every household, not individual, every household, adult members, volunteers to do unskilled manual work. These things are very, very important. This is a scheme for the unskilled laborers and it should be done manually. Okay, unskilled manual work. Okay, so currently the MJNRG scheme is facing many issues such as, so it is the, you can say, Mahatma Gandhi Narega is the largest wage employment scheme in the world, not only in India but in the world. Okay, so it has created millions of mandates in the country. Okay, so it has stopped the rural migration. Okay, from in search of work, and it has added livelihood to the rural people. It has enhanced their purchasing power. Okay, it has provided them some sort of job employment. Fine. Okay, so work employment, job employment will be provided to them. Okay, so what are the challenges? Lack of sufficient budget allocation. The government has allocated 61,032.65 crore for the schemes in the latest budget 23-24, which is 30% lower than the previous years. So in this year's budget, for which it is being criticized, the government has reduced the allocation for the Manrega in this year's budget. So for this, the finance minister has been criticized. Why government decided to reduce? But government say this is a primary allocation if required. So more can be given in the supplementary budget. And also government justified that launching of so many skill programs throughout the country and skilling so many people. So people in the rural area are more interested for skilled employment than unskilled employment, because interest is more for the skilled employment. So the amount has been reduced because parallel skill employment program have been launched by the government. And okay, so that is why the okay, so then lack of sufficient budgetary allocation is one issue which has been raised this year. But government since the previous years has been allocated huge amount, but the this year's reduction has been justified by the government that so more skill imparting to the youth in the country has resulted in many or skilled laborers being converted to skilled labor, and this being a job, this being a scheme for the unskilled labor. So no need for going to allocate more funds, and if and when required, government can allocate more funds for this particular program. This is why government has justified this. Fine. Then Delhi wage payment, Minister for Development without wage okay. So delaying wage payment, Minister of Rural Development withholds wage payment for workers who do not meet administrative requirement. For instance, the center is yet to clear wage worth thousands of crores in West Bengal and Rajasthan. The recently introduced Aadhaar-based payment system will impact close to 80% of the workers in Maharashtra who are yet to be complete their relevant formality to receive their wage. Fine. So although they are working, but they are not yet getting their wage in time, and this is discouraging them to join for the Manrega scheme. Then low wage rate, a concern point out by the panel of the Rural Development Ministry is that the minimum wage rate under Manrega is fixed on the basis of the Consumer Price Index agricultural laborers. It noted that the type of work done by the agricultural laborers and the Manrega workers was different, suggesting that minimum wage be decided vis-a-vis the Consumer Price Index rural India. Okay, as it is most recent and provided for higher expenditure on education, medical care for the children and family members of the person who is working. So its means price index will be much higher. Issue of corruption: work are carried out at the Gram Panchayat level, accountability is based at the state level, and Manrega fund are disbursed at the federal level. This leaves a huge gap and can lead to political influence and corruption. Technological issue: faulty management information system, data, fake job cards, and late uploading of master rolls are other issue plugging the scheme, because all these are the obstructions in implementation of this particular program. Fine. Then coming to its positive impact. Okay, what are the positive impact of this particular scheme launched in the country? Providing employment. Studies suggest that by employing the unemployed, Manrega has reduced poverty and distress migration. A National Council of Applied Economic Research study has stated that Manrega has reduced poverty overall by up to 32% significance during the pandemic. Manrega made a marked difference during the pandemic by protecting the most vulnerable household from significant loss of income because they are engaged in the work. Okay, capacity buildings in the nature of work, the scale of work, and the capacity of stakeholders under Manrega are diverse. Separate training modules are built for different target groups. For example, according to the PIB released in 2018, 6,367 local youth were trained to become barefoot technicians. This training was imparted to bridge the gap in the availability of technical resources at the Gram Panchayat level. And this training made some local youth as technical barefoot technicians, so who are willing to provide the technical services, so working on their foot. Fine. Then women empowerment. The scheme gave a large number of women their first opportunity to earn cash income. As a result, there was a substantial increase in women's control over resources, including cash in hand. The likelihood of having a bank account and improvement in women's ability to make independent decisions about their health, because when they start earning, they are deciding to spend for their own requirement. That is a big issue. Okay. Then moving further, helpful in lean agricultural season. So now there is a peak agricultural season, the rural people are engaged in agricultural activity. But in the lean season, so they are going as migrant laborers to other areas. So this scheme, an agricultural lean season, is the time interval between the planting crop and harvesting. During this period, job prospects are rare, income shrinks, food stock get scarce, and low income families skip meals regularly. Since the introduction of the Manrega, these low income families fare much better through the agricultural lean season, because they are provided some job employment activity in the period, and they are able to earn a decent sum to sustain themselves. Therefore, in order to make Manrega effective, there is a need to increase budget allocation and ensure better coordination between the center and the state government. People at the grassroots level should be empowered so that regular social audit are conducted. The scheme fosters conditions for inclusive growth, ranging from basic wage security and recharging the rural economy to a transformative empowerment process of democracy. Okay. Then coming to the MCQs of the day. So consider the following statement with respect to National Science Day. National Science Day is celebrated every year to commemorate Indian physicist C.V. Raman discovering the Raman effect. Right. The theme of 2023 Science Day is Global Science for Global Well-being. It is also correct. C.V. Raman was the first Indian to win the Nobel Prize in Physics. It is also correct. So which of the statement given each or are not correct? So all are correct. So answer will be none of these, because all the three informations are correct. Okay. Okay. So Ramanit is the change in the wavelength of the light on deflection from molecules of the medium. That is, so this is also, this is correct. Okay. And then Raman effect can be used to describe the blue color of the ocean. That is also correct. So both are correct for question number 2. Then 3, with reference to Mira initiative, so consider the following statement. This initiative aims at it demonstrate the improved production and post-harvest technology, and to demonstrate value addition technique in an integrated manner with the cluster approach. Okay, this is right. On millet, poor, small, marginal, and tribal farmers have a larger stake in this scheme. Fine, definitely, because it is their product. An important objective of the scheme is to encourage farmers for commercial crop to shift to millet cultivation by offering them free kit of critical inputs of nutrients and micro irrigation equipments. All the, okay, coming to this. Okay, so uh, it's a global initiative. So the three informations. Okay, so which are not correct. All the three are incorrect. Right. Atacama Desert, often mentioned in news recently, we refer to consider the following statement. Atacama is the driest place on earth other than the poles. The Atacama Desert contains the world's largest supply of sodium nitrate. Fine. Question of 4, both 1 and 2 are incorrect. So both 2 are incorrect. Fine. Both 1 and 2 are incorrect. Chantor plateau is often mentioned in news. It is important in the highest major observability seen in the it is in Chile. Fine. Then consider the following. In India, there is no central provision about menstrual leave for workers and students across the country. So it is correct. Fine. Then among the state government, Bihar and Kerala are the only one to introduce menstrual leave to the women. So this is also correct. Both one and two are correct. Which of the following country is a part of the Fab4 or Chip4 Semiconductor Alliance? Taiwan, United States, Japan, South Korea, China. It includes Taiwan, USA, Japan, and South Korea. China is not part of that. Moline National Park. Moline National Park is in Goa. Then Windsor Framework. Windsor Framework, often mentioned in news, is a framework between which of the following country? Britain and European Union after the Brexit. With reference to the exercise Desert Flag 8, consider the following. It is a multilateral air exercise which Air Force of various countries participate. This is the first occasion when the LCA Tejas will participate in an international flying exercise outside India. So here both are correct. This way today's discussion is over. Keep watching regularly to update yourself on the development. Thanks for watching.